Welcome back to the show, everyone. Of course, we live on the wild West Coast. It's always great to hear stories of the sea from someone who's experienced more than I can imagine.
Oh, absolutely. And he's here to tell the tales. Cal Smith has a great new book out. It's called When Devilfish Come Out to Play. And he's here now to tell us a little bit more about it. How are you, Cal?
Hi, Cal.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
So tell us a little bit about the book.
The book is actually a series of adventures and incidents that happened in the early 60s, late 50s when I started diving, and features octopus and wolf eels and all kinds
All
of...
sorts of creatures.
When you first started in this business and sort of working on and around the ocean, how much did you know about the environment that you were getting into?
Nothing.
Which leads to a lot of the adventures as well.
Ignorance is bliss sometimes, though, about what lurks beneath. And maybe you can tell us the first time that you ever experienced a jellyfish, because we're going to focus on that chapter today, on that story. When was the first time that you experienced the jellies, as you call them?
You know, at that time, there were no jellyfish in the ocean that I saw, in our ocean here. You'd maybe go to the beach once in a while and see a white blob floating along, but
and
or
it was
maybe,
novel.
Pardon?
It was novel. You would
it
be.
Was, yeah, it was really. Yeah, it was very interesting. When you saw them, you got excited. Hey, what is that? You
Yeah.
know? And then one time, a friend and I decided to make a deep dive, and we went down the anchor line, and I saw a white film below me. And when I got close, I noticed it was all jellyfish. It was just a mass of these white jellies. And we slipped into it anyway, and
Really?
it was like being in a bowl of Jell-O.
Right.
Why would you go? I'd
Well,
be
we-
right back after the
We
top.
had to go through it,
You got to get to where you're going. You
right.
have no choice.
which was nowhere, actually. But
Well, and part of this book is almost a chronology of the changes that you've seen in the ocean environment. And the one chapter that we're talking about, where you're talking about jellies, is a little bit frightening because they are sort of they're a harbinger of maybe some of the problems that we're seeing now too.
that's right, actually, because when the other predators leave or are taken out by fishermen,
Yeah.
then something has to fill in, and the jellyfish are that thing. They've been doing it for 540 million years, and they're doing it now.
And everybody jokes that, you know, the end of the world, the cockroaches will still be here, but jellyfish will probably be here longer by the sounds of it.
Yeah, when they finally dump all of the water on Earth out into the universe, jellyfish will still be there, and we'll have to clean them out with some sort of a cosmic
Right, there'll just be a
dishwasher.
puddle.
Okay, let's talk about some of the jellyfish here. What is this picture of?
That is a box jellyfish from Australia.
Extremely deadly.
Extremely deadly, yes. They kill 10 times more people every year than sharks do in all the world.
You're kidding me.
No.
And something very frightening and interesting happens when you're stung by these box jellyfish. How do they interact with the human body?
Well, the tentacles that you see in the picture brush against your leg. They shoot out spears at something like, I think it's 5 million G-force.
Really?
What?
Right. And the spears go into your body, and they inject a poison that explodes the blood platelets. And this is what's happened here.
You can see the result. This was not a fatal sting on this particular gentleman, but it
No.
causes massive amounts of damage.
Well, that person probably stayed in the hospital at least 2 weeks
Wow.
being treated, because it's
How
extremely...
common are the box jellyfish?
They're very common in the 7 seas between northern Australia and Thailand.
Yeah.
I'm just asking specifically, so I know
You're
not
right,
to go
right.
swimming there.
Here's one that we would see in. Would we see this one in local waters? The
No.
lion mane?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yes, they're quite common here now. They're originated in the Alaska
Yeah.
waters, and up there they're 8 feet. Here you've seen them maybe.
Yeah, like a frisbee size.
Well,
But I never saw these ones when I was a kid. I actually saw one of these washed up on the shore on Pender Island this summer for the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
How come they're common here now?
I don't know. I know that they're quite common in the Queen Charlotte Islands, washed up on the beach in the Queen Charlotte Islands.
Yeah.
And I've never seen one here myself.
Do they sting?
Pardon?
Do they sting? Do they bite?
They do, but not like the box jelly.
Yeah.
You'll have and the sting is very painful. It's excruciating and painful.
Well, you mentioned a couple things there. First of all, that we didn't used to see things like that in our waters. And second of all, these are extremely adaptable creatures. When you read this chapter in your book, and you're dedicating your whole next book to jellyfish, they can survive in conditions that other sea creatures can't.
That's right.
What does this say about what's happening in our oceans now?
Okay. First of all, the big thing in the oceans today is overfishing and the drag nets that drag the bottom and ruin the habitat. But there's also toxic waste and so on.
Yeah. Deoxygenation, we're seeing all these things.
And they talk about acidification of the oceans with the carbon dioxide and this.
I want to ask our director to move to the last photo of the ship, the boat in Japan, because I think it illustrates...
In the Sea of Japan.
I think it illustrates how jellyfish can really take over. How big are these ones?
They grow to 6.5 feet, 400 pounds.
400 pounds each.
400 pounds each.
And are they harvesting them for food? Is that...
No, they're just trying to get rid of them. But they can't, because every time you kill one of these things, it spawns instantly another 1,200 or 12,000 other jellyfish.
Or when it's stressed, like when something tries to catch it like this, it releases spawn.
That's right. They've probably put another 5 million eggs into the water right now.
Cal, thank you so much for scaring me at the end of the interview.
Wait for your next book, which will be out in 2010, which is going to be all about jellyfish. And I don't know if there's any movie producers out there looking for a script for a horror movie, but I think that sounds about right.
His latest book,
They spawn 1,200 younglings when they
Devilfish Come Out to Play, is available now in select bookstores. You can find it in dive shops as well. And you can look for his next book dedicated to jellyfish or jellies and what they're doing in the world will be coming out hopefully in 2010. Cal, thank you. A real pleasure.
Thank you. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, the Corey Weeds Quintet is going to be here for some great jazz right after this.